How many hens do you have?
We have 9 hens and 2 roosters. And we have 12 guineas. So we can go and walk it. So that's Vincenzo.
I'm Dr. Max. I'm a local vet here in the Gainesville area that likes to help out sanctuaries and new sanctuaries in particular, farmed animals. I am more closely associated with wildlife medicine right now, in particular marine animals. But I do help folks here like Emma and John in Peacefield in this wonderful, wonderful place.
You're fine.
You guys are like born and raised Minnesota?
Yeah.
You have a slight accent.
Oh, do we? Oh, I
thought you were from a different country when you first started
really?
speaking. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, my Minnesota accent's strong. We don't need you in here. They're fine with the bird.
What do you? So with the eggs, you just feed them back? Right?
Yeah, now they just all come running towards me.
Yeah.
And also now they kind of will eat them themselves in their box.
Yeah.
I think because they wear them.
The global picture of doing no harm. You know, first do no harm is kind of the thing that medical professionals take as an oath. You know, we should be taking that oath as humans. You know, first do no harm, and with any creature that we come across. And you know, I take that to heart, and that's not something that we. I think it is something actually that we are innately born with. The child will inherently want to comfort and nurture another creature. They don't want to inherently want to hurt them, but as we get older, we acquire that ability to want to harm and think that we can, and impart pain and suffering onto another creature. And then I think as we get older and hopefully evolve out of that, we realize that, you know, that's not really the way to go about our existence on this planet. A long time. I can't remember exactly, but long enough to know that it's done great things for me. And I think the message beyond just the nutrition is really important, particularly in today's world and the climate we find ourselves in as a society. Kind of a message of nonviolence, of cohabitation, and of sustainability kind of all capture that. So I approach medicine really from a holistic point of view. And what that means is the two sort of primary ways I start medical management of an animal or of a herd are first to reduce stress as much as possible. Stress can lead to all kinds of pathological conditions, some that are clinical, some that are subclinical, some that are acute, some that are chronic, but across the board, unnecessary stress causes bad things in a nutshell. The second point is nutrition. Nutrition is a form of medicine. It's often overlooked in many communities, in many medical communities, human and in veterinary. But it's becoming increasingly more important, viewed as more important, and rightly so. So those two things I take the management of very, very seriously initially. The reduction of stress and the introduction of a really great nutritional program. What you find very often in well-run sanctuaries, well-managed ones that are reduce stress and that provide good nutrition, is that the animals really don't get sick very often. Fortunately, they really don't. They're happy, and it sounds like kind of a cliche, but happy animals, happy people often translate to healthy animals and healthy people, and I see that very, very frequently in my visits to sanctuaries. The more intensive animals are kept, the more stressed they are. Often, the sort of more commercial the feeding becomes, the more sickness you tend to have. Well, it's my first visit here, hopefully the first of many. This is a really, really great spot. It has great energy, has a great vibe, and I'm all about that too. That's part of my holistic medicine as well, that energy medicine is important. John and Emma, to their credit, are starting off small and deliberately and with a lot of questions, and approaching their plan, their dream really is what it is, their life dream, in a very intelligent and compassionate way. And this farm has a lot of potential. The name is a great name. I have to give you guys credit for that. It's a killer name. But you have so much to offer this community here on this little spot of land, not just with the animal lives that you're saving, but the outreach that you're planning, the biodynamic farming, which I hope to help you get off the ground. And there's a lot of resources in this area too to help you there. And let me be one of the many people who have already welcomed you, and more people in the future that when they see this place will welcome you to the Gainesville area. And you picked a good spot. So just a little bit about me. I was fortunate enough when I was a young man to start and grow a biotech company, and I ended up selling it because that wasn't what I really wanted to do. And I've always wanted to be a marine animal vet and a vet to start off with. So I enrolled at the University of Florida's vet college here, kind of as a second career. And one of my really strong interests is marine conservation. I grew up on the beaches of San Diego, and particularly sea turtle conservation. So I've been involved here with helping develop the Sea Turtle Hospital associated with the University of Florida as a founding trustee of that hospital, and as the veterinarian as they started out. Now we have several veterinarians there working on the clinical side on a very frequent basis. And but I do visit other facilities around the state of Florida and overseas. I'm going shortly to a really fantastic place down in South Florida for a couple of weeks to learn some new techniques and spend some time down there. But I still keep my finger on the farmed animal sanctuary world, because I really love these species. I love the people that they attract. And I love being outdoors all the time, whether in the water or on terra firma.
Some crazy thing like over 90% of the plastic in the ocean is from fishing. We'll take anybody that's somewhere on the journey of eliminating animal foods from their diet, but sometimes fish is a hard thing to give up. But can you just talk about, outside of the health benefits of giving up fish, what it could do for our oceans?
If you are very interested in the health of the planet, just like you always hear about the impact that land agriculture has on farmed animals, have on the global climate, the impact of commercial fishing on the marine environment is equally, if not more important. Because as of right now, the commercial fishing operations are quite literally killing not just the fish that are served as food and are used as food meal for animals and fertilizers, but the bycatch is it's incalculable. Other species, turtles included, other mammals, dolphins, small whales, very, very small animals, down to the types of creatures that really sustain the ecosystem of the planet, are being caught up in these apparatuses and killed off and discarded into the ocean. For someone who's interested in veganism locally, and who still is attracted to eating fish, try to reduce that. And there's this big sort of controversy between farmed fish and wild caught fish. Fish in general is not a good thing purchasing, because you are supporting the larger effort of the destruction of our oceans, really. There's no other way to put it. Fish do feel pain, and there's no two ways about that. It is unambiguous. Their physiology has been worked out, and it is clear that they feel pain. So when someone says, I went fishing and I released a fish, and I hooked it, and it's just like hooking your lip with that's not true. That's not true. It's more like taking a meat hook and hooking your entire jaw. And then the equivalent of holding them outside of the water for extended periods of time would be the equivalent of you doing that to, say, your dog or yourself. Let's say your pet dog that you love, and submerging him underwater for a minute or two where he can't breathe. And I don't want to sugarcoat that, but it's true. And I would challenge anyone who says, well, the fish doesn't feel pain, or they heal a certain way better, or this or that. No, they don't. They actually don't. Handling fish with our hands, just in a catch and release fashion, and again on the individual model basis of fish, one person to one fish, that actually reduces their immune system, because there is a coating that secrete, most species that we associate with fishing, that protects them from the myriad of pathogens that they find in their environment, in their aquatic environment. So just the handling of the fish, independent of the striking of them with a hook or any other sharp object, is detrimental to their health. Every creature that we come in contact with is relieved of any suffering or of any harm that benefits us all of us, not just the animal that's been spared its life potentially. It also benefits us energetically, emotionally, spiritually, physiologically. This is also being worked out now too, that, you know, good intentions on your day-to-day life translate to better health benefits. You know, and petting your dog is much better than kicking your dog. And putting it that simply is really kind of how, you know, the transition in the edification of people's behavior can start. To remove, you know, layers of violence, really, and to a point where those layers can be eliminated entirely.
That's so well said.
That was amazing.
That was like the most beautiful. I was like, hey,
I thought you guys were like yawning.
No.
on your every word.
I'm just like, I hope the guineas aren't being too loud because this is like gold.
No, they're like right on, brother. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say, Max. This has just been the best morning ever, and we so appreciate your time and being here. And, you know, we feel like we have a million things to learn, and so having a guide along the way is, again, I can't tell you how much that means, and anything Emma.
Yeah, we've learned so much already in the first just like few moments of hanging out with you, and we're so grateful.
Oh,
Yeah.
You guys are so sweet.
So excited to have met
No,
you.
it's a gift that you're here in this community, and you know, there's so many people that will help you thrive here, and that are going to be giving up their time and efforts and to see this place grow to its full potential. You two are real special energies. I get that already. So thank you for being here, and thank you for the welcome and the hospitality.
Thank you so much.
Seeing you guys
so
soon.
excited. Yeah.